Did you know that just one wrong hairstyle could add 10 years to your appearance? It may sound dramatic, but I have seen it countless times in women over 60, including myself. At this stage in life, we still feel confident, energetic, and young at heart. Yet, too often, our hair does not reflect that spirit. Instead of lifting us up, it can weigh us down, making us look older than we truly are. In this video, I will share the 6 most common hairstyle mistakes women over 60 make, along with simple solutions that bring softness, brightness, and elegance back into your look. These are not drastic changes, but gentle updates that can completely refresh the way you see yourself in the mirror. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Think of it as your safe space for beauty and confidence after 60, where every tip is made for women just like us. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. Share your thoughts, your experiences, or even the hairstyle that makes you feel most alive. Stay with me until the end, because I will reveal one overlooked secret your stylist probably never told you. Yet it might be the key to looking instantly more radiant. Mistake 1. Heavy, one-length long hair. Long hair has always carried a sense of femininity, confidence, and even freedom. For many American women over 60, it is more than just a style. It is a part of identity. It reminds us of the years when we felt unstoppable, raising families, building careers, or simply enjoying life with the wind in our hair. Yet, as time passes, what once gave us confidence can sometimes begin to weigh us down, both literally and figuratively. When hair falls in a single, heavy sheet without layers, it has a way of dragging the face downward. Instead of lifting and framing your best features, it can make the cheeks look saggy, the jawline less defined, and even your natural smile appear hidden. The very thing we once thought made us radiant can, at this stage in life, have the opposite effect. I remember in my early 60s, I clung to my long, straight hair. To me, it felt like the last piece of youth I could still hold on to. A dear friend once told me, "Your hair looks heavy, almost like it is covering your light." At first, I brushed it off, but later when I looked in the mirror, I realized she was right. My hair was not enhancing who I was anymore. It was overshadowing me. That moment was humbling, but it was also freeing. I went to my stylist and decided to try something different. Instead of keeping it long and straight, I cut it into a lob just below the shoulders and added soft layers with a gentle wave. The transformation surprised me. My face instantly looked brighter, my cheekbones appeared more defined, and suddenly everyone around me began asking if I had lost weight or done something to my skin. The truth was, nothing had changed except my haircut. What I learned from that experience is that you do not have to chop everything off to look fresh and vibrant. Simply adding layers can give your hair movement, bounce, and the kind of lightness that instantly takes years off your appearance. A shoulder-length cut or a long bob with a bit of texture can frame your face beautifully, while subtle face-framing layers can make your eyes and smile the center of attention again. If you still love your long hair, you do not have to give it up. What matters most is avoiding the one-length blanket effect. Ask your stylist to lighten it up with soft layering, or try styling it with a bit of curl or wave to add movement and dimension. Long hair can still be powerful, but only if it reflects the energy and confidence you carry today, not just the woman you used to be. So here is a question for you. Are you holding on to your long hair because it truly flatters your face? Or simply because it feels safe and familiar? Sometimes the smallest changes bring the greatest rewards. Imagine looking in the mirror tomorrow and seeing a brighter, lighter version of yourself, one that feels more aligned with the woman you are now. Would you be willing to take that step? Hair, after all, is not just about style. It is about energy, balance, and how we choose to present ourselves to the world. And as we move forward, there are even more subtle details worth exploring, each with the power to completely transform how you feel about yourself. Mistake 2. Keeping the same hairstyle for decades. One of the most common habits I see among women over 60 in America is holding on to the same hairstyle for far too long. A cut or style that looked amazing in the 1980s or 1990s can become a trap once we reach our 60s and 70s. What once felt fashionable and flattering can slowly start to make us look outdated. Our faces change, our skin tones soften, and our hair texture evolves with age. Yet many of us continue to walk into the salon and ask for the exact same look we have worn for decades. I can say this because I did the same thing. For years, I held on to my layered, feathered style that had been my signature look since my 40s. Back then, it felt glamorous, even powerful, and I was proud of how it made me stand out. But by the time I turned 62, I began to realize that the style I loved so much no longer matched the woman I had become. Instead of enhancing my features, it was making me look stuck in the past. When I finally gathered the courage to try something new, I asked my stylist to shorten the length just a bit and add some soft bangs. It was not a drastic makeover, but it made an incredible difference. Suddenly I felt lighter, fresher, and more in tune with who I was that day, not who I used to be 20 years earlier. Friends and family immediately noticed, asking if I had changed something about my makeup or lost weight. The truth was, all I had done was update my hairstyle. Research on fashion and beauty trends among older women in the United States shows a growing shift toward embracing modern updates rather than clinging to outdated styles. A recent survey in 2024 by AARP revealed that over 60% of women over 60 who changed their hairstyle reported feeling more confident and more aligned with their current lifestyle. That number speaks volumes about how powerful even a small change can be. So, I want to ask you, when was the last time you really changed your hairstyle? Are you still wearing the same cut you had at 50 or even 40? Does that style still reflect who you are today, or does it keep you anchored to a version of yourself from decades ago? Sometimes we do not realize how much our hair can influence the way others see us, and more importantly, the way we see ourselves. The solution is simple and does not require a radical transformation. Updating your hairstyle every 5 to 10 years with subtle changes such as adjusting the length, adding soft layers, or experimenting with light bangs can do wonders. These small shifts allow your hair to evolve gracefully with you. It is not about chasing trends or trying to look younger. It is about staying current, vibrant, and authentic. Think of your hairstyle as part of your personal story. Just as we would not wear the same clothes we wore 30 years ago, why should our hair remain frozen in time? By letting go of the past and embracing gentle updates, we give ourselves permission to step into the present with confidence. And once you open yourself up to change, you might be surprised at how many other possibilities begin to reveal themselves. Mistake 3. Overly dark hair color. Dark hair can be striking, dramatic, and powerful, but once we reach our 60s, it often stops doing us favors. Shades like jet black or very deep brown can actually wash out the complexion, dull the skin, and draw attention to every fine line or wrinkle. For women with lighter skin tones, which includes a large portion of American women over 60, this contrast can be especially harsh. What might have looked glamorous at 40 can feel heavy and unforgiving at 65. I can speak from experience. For years, I dyed my hair a dark espresso brown, believing it made me look polished and sophisticated. It was my safety net. But then one morning, I caught a glimpse of myself in bright daylight and was startled by how tired I looked. My skin seemed pale, almost gray, and the deep shade of my hair made the little lines around my mouth and eyes appear sharper. It was as if the color I had trusted for so long had turned against me. When I finally decided to make a change, I asked my stylist to soften the shade just slightly. We lightened it to a warm chestnut and added subtle caramel highlights. The transformation was immediate. My skin looked healthier, my eyes appeared brighter, and I suddenly looked more awake and approachable. Friends commented that I seemed refreshed and asked if I had taken a vacation. In reality, all I had done was adjust my hair color. Recent surveys in 2024 from American salon industry reports show that women over 60 who switched to lighter tones, such as medium browns with highlights or even soft ash shades, often report higher satisfaction with their appearance. Colorists also confirm that dimension is key. One-dimensional dark shades can look flat, while lighter tones with highlights create depth and bring life back to the face. So let me ask you, when was the last time you re-evaluated your hair color? Have you been dyeing it the same dark shade for decades out of habit, even if it no longer flatters your skin tone? If you were to lighten it just a touch, perhaps 1 or 2 shades, could it change how you feel about yourself in the mirror? Sometimes the smallest shift in color can make all the difference between looking tired and looking radiant. The solution does not have to be drastic. You do not need to go blonde unless you truly want to. Instead, think about softening your current color with warmer tones, chestnut browns, or ash browns that complement your complexion. Adding highlights or lowlights can create natural dimension, which reflects light and makes your face look fresher. Even embracing silvery gray blended with lighter shades can look incredibly chic and intentional. Your hair color should enhance your natural beauty, not fight against it. It should reflect the woman you are today, with all her experience, confidence, and energy. And just like with color, there are other subtle adjustments that can completely reshape how vibrant and balanced your look feels. Mistake 4. Ignoring the parting line. The parting line of your hair may seem like a small detail, but it can have a surprisingly big impact on how youthful and balanced your face looks. Many women over 60 in America have worn the same part for decades, either straight down the middle or always on the same side. Over time, that habit can unintentionally highlight thinning areas, expose slight patches of hair loss, or simply make the face look less dynamic. I used to part my hair in the exact same spot for nearly 20 years. It became second nature. But as I got older, I began noticing that the part exposed areas where my hair was not as thick as before. It made me self-conscious, and yet I clung to it out of habit. One day, my stylist suggested shifting my part just slightly off-center. I thought it was such a minor adjustment, but when I looked in the mirror, I was shocked at the difference. My hair looked fuller, my forehead seemed softer, and my whole face felt more balanced. The truth is that hair changes with age. According to data from the American Academy of Dermatology in 2024, nearly 40% of women over 60 notice increased thinning along the top of the scalp. Keeping the same rigid part for years can exaggerate that thinning. By contrast, moving the part even a small amount can help disguise those areas, add lift at the roots, and bring back a sense of fullness. So let me ask you, when was the last time you experimented with your parting line? Do you automatically part it in the same place every morning without even thinking? Have you ever tried a zigzag part or a deeper side part just to see how it frames your face? Sometimes the quickest way to refresh your look does not involve scissors or hair dye, but simply shifting where the hair falls. I tried a deeper side part one summer and loved the effect. It gave me instant volume at the crown, and suddenly my hairstyle looked more styled, even on days when I barely did anything. On another occasion, I played around with a soft zigzag part before going to a wedding, and people complimented me as if I had gotten a whole new cut. That taught me that something as subtle as the parting line can change the way others perceive your energy and style. The best part is that adjusting your part costs nothing. It is one of the easiest experiments you can try at home in front of the mirror. If you do not like it, you can always go back. But if you find a new part that lifts your look, you might just feel like you discovered a hidden secret. Hair should never feel static. It should move with you, reflect your personality, and keep evolving. Paying attention to details like your parting line is one of those small but powerful adjustments that can make your entire style feel renewed. And just as with the part, there are other little touches that can bring surprising freshness to your overall look. Mistake 5. Skipping bangs. Bangs can be one of the most underestimated tools in creating a softer, more balanced look, especially for women over 60. Yet many of us avoid them because we still associate bangs with being too youthful or even childish. The truth is, when the forehead is left completely exposed, every line, crease, and bit of uneven texture becomes more noticeable. An open forehead can also make the face appear longer and more tired, which is the opposite of the energy we want to project. I avoided bangs for decades because I thought they belonged to my teenage years. I kept my forehead completely bare, convinced that it made me look more sophisticated. But as I aged, I began to notice that my forehead was stealing all the attention. Fine lines, deeper expression marks, and even the height of my hairline became more pronounced. Then one day, after some encouragement from my stylist, I decided to try soft curtain bangs. To my surprise, they instantly lifted my whole look. My eyes stood out more, my cheeks seemed brighter, and my face felt more proportioned. What I thought would make me look silly actually gave me back a sense of elegance. This is not just my experience. According to a 2025 beauty trend report from a major U.S. salon chain, more women over 60 are asking for variations of bangs than ever before. Stylists reported a 35% increase in requests for curtain bangs and wispy side bangs among mature clients. The reason is simple. Bangs frame the face, soften sharp lines, and direct attention to the eyes, which remain one of our most expressive features no matter our age. So, let me ask you, have you been avoiding bangs because you are afraid they will make you look too young or too out of place? Have you tried holding a makeup brush or comb across your forehead in front of the mirror to see how it changes the balance of your face? You might be surprised at how much more harmonious your features look with even a hint of fringe. The solution does not mean heavy, blunt bangs like we wore in grade school. Modern bangs are light, blended, and easy to grow out if you change your mind. Curtain bangs create softness around the forehead and cheekbones. Side-swept bangs are versatile and flattering for almost every face shape, especially if you wear glasses. Even a few wispy strands can make a huge difference in softening the look of a high forehead or drawing attention away from deeper lines. For me, bangs became the gentle frame my face had been missing. They required very little maintenance, yet they gave me an immediate sense of confidence. Sometimes all it takes is one small change to remind yourself that your beauty is still evolving, not fading. Hair is about expression and balance, and just like bangs can shift the focus to your best features, there are other subtle details that can bring out a refreshed and radiant version of yourself. Mistake 6. Overusing stiff styling products. For many women over 60, styling products can feel like a safety blanket. We reach for strong gels, heavy hairsprays, or anything that promises to keep every strand in place. At first it seems practical. Hair stays put, it does not move in the wind, and you feel like you look polished. But in reality, when products are overused, the result can be stiff, oily, and even artificial. Instead of helping us look fresh and lively, our hair can end up making us appear older and more severe. I remember using the strongest hairspray I could find before every special event. My goal was simple. I did not want a single strand to move. But when I looked back at photos later, my hair looked like a helmet. It was shiny in all the wrong ways, and instead of looking elegant, I looked like I was trying too hard. It was a hard truth to accept, but it taught me that flexibility in hair is just as important as hold. In fact, modern research supports what many of us have discovered through trial and error. According to a 2024 U.S. Consumer Beauty Report, women over 60 who switched from heavy gels and sprays to lighter styling products reported feeling more natural and confident. Stylists also say that hair which moves and breathes creates a younger and more vibrant impression than hair locked in place. So let me ask you, do you find yourself spraying your hair until it does not move at all? Do you use the same stiff gel every day out of habit, even if the texture feels unnatural to the touch? And when you run your fingers through your hair, does it feel soft and touchable, or does it feel hard and crunchy? These are small but important questions that can help you see whether your products are working for you or against you. The solution is not to abandon styling products altogether, but to choose them more thoughtfully. Lightweight mousses can add volume without heaviness. Texturizing sprays create movement and body while keeping hair touchable. Flexible hold hairsprays can keep your style in place without making it stiff. When your hair still has the ability to move, it reflects light more naturally, which gives your overall look a softer and more youthful feel. I made the switch to a lightweight mousse last year, and it completely changed my daily routine. My hair looked fuller, my layers had more definition, and I no longer felt like I had to worry about looking overly styled. The compliments I received were not about my hair being perfect, but about how relaxed and fresh I looked. That is the power of choosing the right product. Hair is meant to have life and flow. When it is frozen in place, it cannot reflect the energy and confidence we carry within. Paying attention to how we style it is just one of the many ways we can continue to refine and refresh our look. And as with styling products, there are always other little choices that can make just as big a difference. As we reach our 60s, hair becomes more than just a style. It becomes a statement, a reflection of the energy and confidence we carry inside. Your hair frames your face, but it also frames the way you present yourself to the world. The truth is, you do not need a dramatic change to feel renewed. Sometimes just a few soft layers, a lighter shade of color, a new parting line, or a touch of fringe can make all the difference. These subtle shifts remind us that beauty is not about holding on to the past, but about embracing who we are right now. So, let me ask you, do you recognize yourself in any of these 6 mistakes? Have you noticed your hairstyle working against you instead of with you? If so, maybe this is your moment to try something new. I would love for you to share your story in the comments below. Tell us which mistake spoke to you most, or what little change you are inspired to try next. And if you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, your dedicated space for beauty and confidence after 60. Together, we can keep discovering new ways to shine.